The 645th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code MMA SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And also make sure to enter the free roll football contest. Up to $3,500 in prizes are up for grabs. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll to enter today.
Howdy ho, DeGenerinos. Welcome to episode 645 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Good night to everyone who's laboring today on Labor Day. Whether you're laboring with a U or without a U, I'm laboring with a U. Thank you for coming to the show. We are laboring today. Not really. This isn't really a job. We get paid for it, but it's not a job. We have lots of fun. And we're going to have lots of fun today. I'm one of your hosts, Jeff Chalks Fox, and we are here for Oktagon. It seems like it's been ages since we talked about Oktagon. Probably hasn't been that long. I was on vacation for a while, but I don't think Oktagon happened then either. So maybe they've been off for a while. I'm going to find out. The person if you're on YouTube, hopefully you are, and you're subscribed. Thank you. If you are, the person on the other side of the screen would know what's going on with Oktagon. So let's bring him in right now, and we'll jump into Oktagon 60. It would be Daniel Gummy Reeland. Hello.
No, I think the last time we saw Oktagon, I could be wrong. Was it the summer party? Did we have a summer party?
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, I think we needed time to recover after our summer party.
It's true.
So,
it's
true. So it's kind of fall now, right? After Labor Day, we count that as fall.
Sad. It's actually September, October. I'm cool with that. Once you hit November, then it's kind of then it gets bad.
That's fair.
Yeah, at least in Canada. So October, we still have decent weather. So, and then it falls off the cliff after that. Oktagon 59. Actually, Oktagon 59 was the summer Oktagon party. You're right. That was back in July. It seems longer than that, but yeah, they took a month to get their wits about them, and now they are back in Germany. Now they've another good place to party. I'm sure Oberhausen. Go there in a month. Oktoberfest. I'm sure it'd be lots of fun. But no, they're going there this Saturday, and we have got picks for you, and you'll see at the end of this episode we have a little bonus pick for you because Contender Series has changed for tomorrow night. So we're going to give you people have been asking for Gumby's thoughts on the one fight that changed, last minute fight. So we'll throw some of that on at the very end of this episode. So stick around for that. But in the meantime, we got Oktagon 60. Thoughts on this here Oktagon card, Gumby?
I mean, I think they filled it with a couple of guys who they sort of have to, being that it's German. There's like a couple of go-to Germans on their roster. So I think they hit them, no title fight at the top, but it's Buchinger, who's kind of their like bread and butter, good seller outside of title fights. So yeah, I mean, look, the reason I watch Oktagon, it is a high level of competition in the first place. And then B, the other thing is just the production value is so good. Right. The announcing, the production value. I sometimes tune in for the pre-fight show, which I barely do that in the UFC most of the time. I could put it on as background noise here watching Oktagon. So if you've never watched an Oktagon show and maybe you're just a degenerate gambler who came here because you wanted to, get some picks and get some money down on some MMA action that's not UFC, give them a shot. It really is a lot better than a lot of the MMA promotions out there right now.
It's almost like they care.
They do.
Opposite of the UFC, where the UFC just is UFC is they're obligated to put these shows on. So they do the least, or what was the episode we called the other day? There was something about doing the least amount of effort or work possible. That's basically what the UFC does. But then places like Oktagon and well, obviously all the Japan ones are pretty over the top. Why am I blanking on the other big European one that
Cage Warriors?
No, that makes big spectacles out of everything. It wasn't Oktagon.
Oh, KSW.
Yeah, KSW. Yes. They make it a real. It reminds me of the olden days, like Pride and back when there was a million different Japan promotions and big spectacles. So how do people actually get into Oktagon though if they want to watch it? It looks like DAZN, is that right?
So if you got DAZN already because you watch MMA on that, you get it for free. But outside of that, they do an online pay-per-view as well, and it's only $10. I think you can get it through their app. Cool. They're pretty accessible. And for it's usually 10 to 12 fights for $10. You're going to win that with the picks I give you in a second anyway.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Saturday afternoon too, so you can get it in before the UFC. Yeah, it'll be quite a juxtaposition. You won't be able to tell which one is the worldwide leader in MMA when you watch a Oktagon fight card, and then right after that a UFC Apex card. It'll be like, whoa.
but a sick UFC Apex card too. Stay tuned for that one later in the week.
Yep, it will be a fun one. Also, make sure you check out the Mothership, the Sports Gambling Podcast. The place that we're all named after. They are back, and they're picking every NFL game against the spread like they've done since 2011. Is football starting up again, Gumby? I've heard some rumbling.
Football starts Thursday, my man.
I have to draft my team tomorrow while I'm out of town driving, and so it'll be fun. I'm sure I'll get a fantastic team. Like the year I drafted 2 quarterbacks because I was out in a rainstorm while the draft was going on, and accidentally drafted 2 quarterbacks in like the 3rd and the 4th round. That was fun. Anyhow, football's back. And also make sure you enter our free roll football contest. Up to $3,500 in cash are up for grabs. Sign up at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll. FREEROLL. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll. And now on to the Oktagon. We gave everyone gave you new people. We do have lots of new viewers and listeners every episode. There, you know what you're getting into with the Oktagon now, but most of you are hardcore Oktagon fans and degenerates by the looks of our numbers. So this is Oktagon 60, Oberhausen, Germany. September the 7th, like I said, Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, so it's perfect. I think UFC starts at 4, so it'll be one right into the next pretty much. Double screen for a little bit. The Rudolf Weber Arena. How is that arena, Gumby?
I've never been.
And who's Rudolf Weber? I guess I have to look that up, right?
I think maybe that's something for the intern. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he's an important person in Oberhausen, at the very least. So that's where this is going down. He was a World War I flying ace. There you go. There's a lot of Rudolf Webers, though. He also was a fencer. So it's named after all of them. Who's to say? This is where it's happening in a cage, 12 fights. Gumby picked the 5 that are of most interest to him. We do have odds for all of them. That's another positive. Did we ever get odds for United?
No.
They never showed up anywhere. They did last event, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, what a good main event too it was. Sorry, this is not what this one's about. So Vince Morales, sick win. I called him winning. Didn't see it winning with a what's called a caveman necktie, which is
yes, but no worries with this one. We have odds already as of this recording for this Saturday's event. So Gumby picked the 5 that are either of most interest or he likes the odds, and then we will do the lightning round at the end as per usual. And give you some bonus picks. So every fight except for one have German fighters in it. So it makes the one stand out. Why is that one not have a German in it? But we shall start with the German fight. German versus not sure who this here German's fighting. Let's find out. Actually, no, we're going to start with the other fight first. Do you have Wahed Nazhand? Do you have his fight first, Gumby?
Yeah, look at that. It's right on the bottom of our
screen. There you go.
Yeah.
Wahed Nazhand. He is not from Germany. He is from Afghanistan. He is up against Max Handanagić. Why am I having trouble with that name?
Handanagić.
He is from Bosnia Herzegovina. Another word I have trouble with. German ones not so much because I married into a German family, and this is a big German area here. But yeah, those names I had trouble with. These are welterweights. They're fighting 3 5-minute rounds if necessary. We're going to tell you about, the odds, obviously, right? So no surprises here. Okay. Handanagić.
Yeah.
Handanagić. You're so good at this, Gumby. 9-6-1, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted 3 times. I would say he owes his rounds. It's pretty close. 2-1 in Oktagon. Lost win over his last 4. Last fight was December 2022, which he won. He's fight at featherweight, 2 years younger and 2 inches taller than Nazhand, plus 200. Hey, hand versus hand here. Very interesting. Nazhand, 8-2. Maybe this is why there's no German here, because they couldn't find a German with hand in his last name. Perhaps.
Maybe that's it. It's Nazhand.
I figured it out.
It's Nazhand, but Nazhand, by the way.
Nazhand. I want to call him Nazhand. Isn't that a better name?
You just keep doing that. Yeah.
8-2, 2 knockouts, as long as I don't ever run into him. 8-2, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. 1-0 in Oktagon, 2-0 over his last 2, obviously 6-1 over his last 7. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt. I'm wearing it right now. It's in our store, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Minus 275. I guess I'll let Gumby make picks. I'm sure people are mighty pissed off.
They've been waiting.
I've been stalling for a long time here. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go with Nazhand here. I think the big difference between him and Handanagić is they're pretty similar in what they want to do. I think if you like gave either of these two the chance to like dictate the style of fight they want pretty limited striking. They want, a couple of jabs, a couple of, shots to the body, and then they want to work their wrestling game. And if you watch a lot of Handanagić's fights, he gets takedowns, but like I feel like the level of competition is sort of why he gets takedowns. It's not necessarily that he is like this like big brutal wrestler. It's a lot of like one shot, and he doesn't stick with it, and he doesn't transfer between different types of takedowns. And like most of the time I've seen him be successful, like I said, against bad opponents or people who are like eager to get to their submission game, like guys jumping guillotine or,
we
people
like that,
who are,
though, don't we?
Hey, we love that. But well, like people trying to set up their submission game. And like, I think if somebody tried to just stuff him, he would fail. Like I think if somebody of Nazhand's skill level were to just say, nah, you got to box with me, he would have to. And the other thing is, I think Nazhand has the ability to wrestle him. He is, like you see with a lot of Afghani fighters, just like an incredibly durable and incredibly like strong in the clinch wrestler, both with the upper body stuff and the lower body stuff. I also kind of like his ability to keep people down. Like I watched one of his fights, and he immediately, after getting the takedown, he tabled the legs up over one of his knees, which is like a really good technique for making sure that somebody can't build their base back up. So like you see one guy who's clearly got some holes in the takedowns that he likes to get, and then another guy who seems to be doing stuff, like head and shoulders better than the guys he's fighting. So for me, I think Nazhand is like a pretty clear pick here. I saw the negative 240 number. I was surprised it wasn't closer just because, based on their records and sort of who they fought, I thought it would be closer. But Nazhand is still the right pick here. I'm not wavering at all on that one.
All right, Nazhand is the pick. Minus 275 is the number I'm giving you, sadly. Sorry. If you saw it better elsewhere. But that's what you're going to have to take. Okay. Let's give you one more pick before I do another ad read. I want to stay on people's good side. We are going to do, it's on the screen already. Gumby is always a step ahead of me. Next one up the card. This is a main fight card. The last one looks like the headliner of the prelims. This is a featherweight fight now. Gjoni Palokaj. That's not a German name.
Palokaj.
Palokaj Gjoni Palokaj. That is not a German name. That's totally a Polish name. That's why I'm butchering it, right? Is this man from Poland?
I think it might be Polish.
Yeah,
at
least
J,
in origin.
Yeah, the J making an I sound, I think is that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Karol Ryšavý. Kohout Ryšavý. I always have fun with Oktagon and that area. He's from Slovak Republic. This is 3 5-minute rounds. So we're going to tell you about, as a very loud plane goes by. This one's pretty much a pick 'em fight. We'll tell you about Rice. Now we'll tell you about who's the favorite here. These odds are so close.
I think I saw Rice or Palokaj is like a slight favorite.
Yeah,
when I saw it was negative 120, negative 1.
Right, that's right. All right, Ryšavý, Bombi is the nickname. We've talked about him before. I remember that fun nickname. 13-7, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted twice. 11-5 in Oktagon. We definitely have spoken about this man. Loss over his last 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 5. He got knocked out in his last fight. He used to fight at lightweight, 3 inches taller than Palokaj. No, it's not Palokaj.
Gjoni.
What? Huh?
Just use the first name. Just go Gjoni.
Gjoni. Minus 110 for Ryšavý. Gjoni is 8-3. I'll pretend he's Asian fighter. We'll swap the names around. Gjoni is 8-3, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted once. 1-0 in Oktagon. He's won 3 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. He has not lost since April 2022. He has World Regional Championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Get sticky with it. Used to fight at lightweight, minus 120.
I'm gonna go with Palokaj here. I think for me, I remember when we started doing Oktagon breakdowns, I was immediately like enamored by Ryšavý because he's like a very fun kickboxer to watch. Like when he's able to get his hands going, you're like, damn, this guy is a lot of fun and probably going to beat a lot of people. But like the more and more I've watched him, he's like frustrating in how good he is, because unless he's like very comfortable in the moment and he's not worried about either counters or takedowns, he backs up. And he backs up so much. And like, maybe that's not a problem all the time, but like, if you watch Palokaj's debut in Oktagon, which was his last fight, right? Like he's only got one fight in Oktagon. And in that fight, he got his wrestling going early. And I'm not going to sit here and say he's like Nazhand is with his like, bulldog style of wrestling, but you got a guy in Ryšavý who really wants a striking match from range, and a guy who puts a little bit of pressure on the feet. And I'm not talking about like, he doesn't look like a killer with the hands by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got good footwork and he comes forward. And then he was able to land a couple of takedowns. And like, it's weird to boil down to just that, of being like, this guy's a really good kickboxer, but I don't think he will ever stay at the range to kickbox. But like, that's pretty much as simple as it needs to be for me here. I like Palokaj. I think he gets him down enough and grinds out a decision. And like, to your point, Ryšavý also kind of he was knocked out a couple of times, right? Somewhat recently.
3 times. Yeah. And once recently. Yeah.
And like, maybe that's durability. Maybe that's, why he's gun shy. But the bottom line is it doesn't give me any confidence in him.
Yeah, for sure. I'm seeing headlines of a bare knuckle fighter who snapped his ankle in half and then
it's pretty
put
gross.
it back in place himself.
It's pretty gross. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say,
I didn't put it in the Discord because it made me queasy. So.
I was going to ask. I was going to say, is
usually
that
my thing
phone now or
it wasn't my thing.
Wow. Okay. That's why I was bringing it up. All right. Wasn't his thing. One thing that is both our things is not Oktagon. Yes, Oktagon, but also Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy Pick'em gives you a chance to win 1,000 times your entry. The NFL is back, baby, and there are a ton of Pick'em specials to get you started. You can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Usually I ask me for a Atlanta Braves pick here that we can make an Oktagon, but maybe not. I keep saying Oktagon underdog, but maybe he has Dallas Cowboys one. Who knows?
No, I'm going to tell you what I tell you every single time. It's Chris Sale's day to pitch.
Oh, yeah, right.
Chris Sale higher on strikeouts. It's he's throwing Tuesday. It's the Rockies. They strike out.
Ooh, yeah.
Get it while it's good.
Yep. Hit that on Underdog Fantasy. And before you do that, sign up with the promo code pretty please. It will help us out greatly. It's MMA SGPN. And it'll help you out too, because you get to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. And that is it for now. We're moving on with some more names that may be familiar to you, especially if you're a fan of German MMA. Man in question, Niklas Stolze. He is from Germany. Matouš Kohout. How do you say his last name? I'm sure it's not
right.
Kohout. Oh, Matouš Kohout. He's from Czech Republic. This is a welterweight fight, 3 5-minute rounds if they need it. Kohout first, Mighty Rooster. There's a great name. 11-7, 4 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, submitted 4 times. 8-4 in Oktagon. He's won 2 straight, 3 of 4, and 4 of 7. Not so good there. He's fought at lightweight, 2-2 in pro Muay Thai, 1-1 in pro kickboxing, plus 163. Stolze, green mask, 13-7, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. This is a superhero fight. Green mask versus Mighty Rooster, totally. 13-7, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 2-1 in Oktagon. He's won 1 of his last 5. Got submitted in his last fight. He went 0-3 in the UFC. Used to fight at lightweight. 2014 pro MMA debut. An inch of height over Kohout, minus 225.
That UFC resume on Stolze, I went back and looked.
Yeah.
It ain't bad. 0-3, but it ain't bad. He was released after Benoit Saint Denis got done with him, which is kind of a shame. But like, here's the thing about Stolze. He's one-dimensional. And like, I say that as somebody who's enjoyed watching him fight. His ground game is really bad. And in addition to that, any single time there's threat of the ground game, he's also not good. Mostly just because I think he's backing up and he's afraid. Luckily for him here, I don't know that there is. I'm going to go with Stolze here thinking he's going to get a wrestling match or he's going to get a striking match. Kohout is shown to be kind of hittable. Particularly with leg kicks, it's like really easy to jack his legs up. And then in addition to that too, his last fight or 2 fights ago, he fought Jorick as part of, it might have been part of the Tip Sport Game Changer.
Oh, we like that.
Yeah, we love that tournament. But he fought like Jorick, who is a guy who, while I really like him, he's known for his wrestling, right? Like he's in the semifinals right now. He's going to be fighting Kita. And it's like, can he get it to the mat quick enough that Kita doesn't knock his block off? In his fight with Kohout, though, he was the one tagging Kohout on the feet. He threw an overhand right, landed right on his head, had him wobbled. And for me, if Kohout wants a striking match, and, obviously he didn't wind up getting it with Jorick, he wound up getting a bunch of takedowns. But if he wants a striking match and still got tagged by the grappler, I'll take the striker in Stolze, the guy who does want to stay on the feet, the guy who does, he's got a laundry list of like Muay Thai and kickboxing fights on his record. He works the legs really well. And when he's not afraid, when he's confident that takedown isn't coming, the way he strikes moving forward, setting it up with the jab and hitting the two behind it, his strikes are so much, I feel like they're faster when he's got confidence, because he's throwing straighter stuff and he's getting right to the point and he's marching forward. And I think all of those things play really well here against Kohout. So I'm going to go with Stolze as a favorite here.
Yeah. Going back to the leg kicks, it's amazing how people still haven't caught on how to check leg kicks. Eh?
It was such a big part of Contender Series last week, which was kind of crazy. When Sean O'Malley got the dead leg on Marlon Vera, I feel like it went in vogue, and it hasn't really gone away. And not enough people checking him.
Yeah, no, it's like the jab. Fighters would not use jabs. It's still a lot of fighters don't use jabs. Yeah, it's MMA. It hasn't been around very long, but it seems like really people are really stuck in their ways in it. But hey, I'm just sitting here behind a desk, kind of. Who am I to talk? All right, we're going to the co-main event. Alexander Poppeck from Germany, Jorick Montagnac. Why is this name hard? Jorick
I don't know. He's
Montagnac.
French though too, and I tried to put a French pronunciation on it and couldn't for the life of me.
Montagnac. Jorick Montagnac is probably what it is, and Alexander Poppeck. You have trouble with the French ones, I think, don't you? I think that's the one that gets you. Like Cormier.
I do. Usually because I'm worried I'm going to make a French accent and insult people.
Yeah, or the Louisiana French, like Cormier.
Louisiana French, yeah.
Co-main event, 205. Montagnac is our dog, slight dog. Publius, Publius. I have no idea what that means.
It means like the populace.
The man of the people.
Yeah,
he's the man. He's 6-2 with one knockout. He's been knocked out once. He owes us finishes. 5-1 in Oktagon. He's won 2 straight and 5 of 6. Used to fight at 185. A year younger than Poppeck, plus 105. Poppeck is Ironside, 17-5 with 11 knockouts. Been knocked out once, submitted twice. 4-1 in Oktagon. He's won 5 of 6, including his last fight via TKO. He's got multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Get sticky. 0-1 Contender Series. Who did you lose to?
Jamal Hill.
There you go. He did many moons ago. 0-1 in PFL. I won't ask you that. Who he lost to there. Used to fight at middleweight. 2013 Pro MMA debut. An inch taller than Montagnac. Minus 138. A funny number.
I'm gonna go Montagnac as my first underdog here. I know we got the pick'em before on Palokaj. This is my first actual underdog. The thing that has just given me a little bit of hesitation here and, might keep me off of his line officially until it gets a little bigger or something like that, is just he doesn't look like he has any damn interest in finishing a fight. None at all. You said he owes his finishes. You're right, man. It's borderline infuriating how hard it is for that guy to finish a fight. But here's what I'll say here. Poppeck winds up big on all of his shots. And I think really in order for him to win a fight, because, he's got tons of TKOs on his record, right? Almost 100% of them are on the ground. I think in order for him to win the fight, he's got to get in the clinch and take him down. He's got to get in the clinch and find a way to get Montagnac to the ground. And I think the problem with that is Montagnac is a Chinese Sanda guy, despite being French. He's got a Chinese Sanda background. And if you watch his fights, when he's in the clinch, you can tell he's got like hip throws that are like, you can tell they're not exactly judo because of the way he's holding onto the wrist in a lot of them, but like he's got really good work where he shucks people with an over or an underhook, or, he uses that whizzer in a way that you're like, oh, clearly that's some Chinese Sanda action going on there. And I think that's enough to get Poppeck, if not at least failing on the takedowns, at least tired. And then the other piece of that too is, we just talked about the leg kicks. Montagnac is a guy who loves chewing up people's legs with kicks. It kind of goes back to the thing that's incredibly frustrating about him for me, is I feel like the guy has the potential to finish people on the feet, but he's going to throw 31 leg kicks and then one head strike. But I think in this case, I think he's going to have the positional advantages against Poppeck. I expect Poppeck to tire as the fight goes on. And I think Montagnac might not win the most exciting decision here, but I do, think he's a little bit sharper on the feet, a little bit safer, and is going to have the positional advantages.
Hopefully we were sharp saying his name correctly as well. So, all right, there is a dog pick for you. Before we move on to our main event, let me talk about Rhythm. Have you ever wanted to create your own sports betting model for football? Do you even know what a sports betting model is? SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me. And Rhythm gives you predictions for every game and player prop, and also has a myriad of stats. I decided I'm going to say it, myriad. Research and trend analysis to give you even more betting insights. The Rhythm college football had everyone on Colorado versus North Dakota State under 59.5, which was a very sweet cash from what I hear. So check it out. I know nothing about, I probably should go on there. If I'm ever going to bet college football, I will use Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And with some of those winnings, you can go buy yourself some tickets to something. You don't have to spend too much because Game Time is the spot for cheap last minute tickets. And they're also now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. With killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. But it's not just MLB, of course. Concerts, UFC, other MMA, other sports, they got it all. Check it all out. They also have, as I said before, last minute deals. That's where they are big on. You can save up to 60% on buying tickets last minute. They got flash deals, all that stuff. Check it all out at their app, of course. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SGPN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, main event is a lightweight fight. Ivan Buchinger, and he is from, I believe, Slovak Republic. I think that's where he is from. If Tapology ever lets me click on. All right, fine. We'll say he's from there. Lom-Ali Eskijew from Germany is his opponent. And we'll say he's from Slovakia. Do you know off the top of your head, Gumby, if he's from Slovakia?
I know. I can see the flag that he carries out, and I know it's either Slovak or Czech Republic. I know it's one of those two.
He is from Slovak Republic. Yes, we were right. Didn't want to start any wars between countries because I said the wrong country here. All right, this one pretty much is a pick 'em too, which is exciting for a main event for us. We're going to kick things off with Leon, which would be Eskijew's nickname. He's 21-7 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 3 times. This is his debut in Oktagon. He's won 1 of his last 3, 6 of his last 8, which sounds a lot better. 1 his last 5 via TKO. Used fight at featherweight. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. 2011 Pro MMA debut. 1-0 in pro boxing. 1-0 in pro grappling. 6 years younger than Buchinger, -105. Buchinger. We'll call him Buchinger. His nickname is Bookie. That tells you how to say his name right there. 43-9. He's been around. He's seen some things, this man. 11 knockouts, 25 submissions. He's been knocked out 6 times. 5-2 in Octagon. Used to be their featherweight champion. He's won 2 straight and 4 or 5. All of those are finishes. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Get sticky. 5-1 in Cage Wars and the champion there. I think I was featherweight as well. 2008 pro MMA debut. 2 inches taller, 3 inches of reach over Leon, -125.
You know, he lost his Cage Warriors featherweight title to Conor McGregor.
Oh, no way! I didn't see that.
Way back.
Yeah. I said you've seen some things, this man.
Yeah, he's seen some things. I'm gonna go with the slight dog Eskijew here. I think it's interesting because this fight, both these guys like coming forward and getting after it, right? And that's it makes for a really fun main event here. The thing is that Buchinger is just like a touch like safer and a little bit more reserved in the amount of output he puts in there. So if these two just do meet in the center of the cage and they start throwing, I think the volume is clearly going to favor Eskijew. And it's kind of a shame on Buchinger's part because from his side, it would make a lot of sense for him to pour it on here because both he has a little bit of a cardio advantage and it's only a 3-round fight. So if he winds up being the more passive guy, I think he's going to find himself down rounds early. I'm also going to give a slight power advantage to Eskijew here because like if you watched his fight, he was in KSW, right? You said, and he fought Ryšavý. And in that fight, like he tagged him, and like that's a dude who has been notoriously hard to land punches on, and he wobbled him. And so like for a guy who doesn't get hit very often to get hit by Eskijew because of his, his output and his forward movement, I think that spells disaster for a guy with as much wear on the tires as Buchinger does. Like, to your point, he's seen so much, but at this stage, like you do sort of have to wonder if that damage is piled up a little bit. And against the guy who's a better power puncher, in my opinion, I'll take Eskijew here as a ever so slight underdog.
All right, there you go. This recap, he'll give you some bonus picks. And then, of course, we got our bonus pick at the end, contender series pick. He's got Eskijew. He's got Montagnac. He's got Stolze. He has got Nazhand. I call him Nazhand. He's got Palokaj. We decided we're going to call him Gjoni, right? And
you were, yeah.
I was. And that is it. You got some bonus picks for us. Lightning round, crash, bang, boom, zap.
I have two, but I'll be honest. I looked at the odds for what I deemed to be the main card, and I didn't get in on looking at the odds. So you might have to surprise me with the odds on both of these if you happen to have them on hand.
We'll get them.
The two guys who I had circled on the prelims, I like Mohamed Grabinski. He's another guy kind of like Buchinger, who's kind of seen everything, not quite to the extent, but he's got like 33 career fights. I think they got him in a setup fight here in his hometown or his home country. He's been really entertaining in a lot of different ways. I think he's got a favorable matchup here. What do you got for a number on him?
What do you guess? What's the range you're guessing here?
I'm really hoping under -250.
Yes, it is. -200.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that Grabinski's a great play then. And I'm going to add him in with Emir-Can. Exact opposite end of the spectrum. He's only 1-0. But again, they're giving him kind of a trash opponent that I think they want to showcase him in Germany. I bet he's a big favorite because he's one of those guys that people were like, he's coming to MMA and everybody's excited. And he's only fought once. But now he's fighting a 3 and 4 guy. So what are we getting for a number on him?
What do you think? You might be happy.
-350.
How about -110?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm in on Emir-Can in that fight, and I'm in on Mohamed Grabinski. Those are fun lightning round picks. Surprisingly good odds on both of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're allowed to give out other betting agencies, but just check best fight odds, and you can see where I'm saying these odds from. I don't want to plug anyone if they're not paying us.
Shop around.
Yeah. All right. So that is Oktagon. Thank you, everyone who's not interested in the contender series. I guess you can bid us farewell, but you probably want to make money if you're listening to this sometime for Tuesday night. And Gumby has been killing it on contender series this year. People are praising him once again. Last year was a down year, but he's been good every other year. This year, no different. And we have a last minute fight. A fighter fell off. That would be Tommy McMillan. We have a fighter filling in his fight. So this is third from the top. It is a featherweight fight this coming Tuesday night. Austin and Bashi versus Dorian Ramos. 3 5-minute rounds. Do a quick breakdown. Gumby will give you a pick. Ramos is 8-2, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been submitted once. Durable guy. He's taking this on short notice. We're talking, how long has it been? A week? Week and a half?
Yeah. I mean, like maybe it'll be like probably 10 days come fight time.
All right, he's won 2 straight in 5 of 6. He went 1-0 in LFA, was regional champion, used to fight at lightweight. Hopefully he can get down to featherweight okay on short notice here. Inch height over Bashi plus 410. Bashi 12-0, 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's won 4 straight via finish. Regional champion. Used to fight at bantamweight. 8 years younger than Ramos. Minus 549. So a big spread here.
Yeah, and originally you'll remember I was on the side of McMillan, so I'm not gonna mince words here. Being that I am a guy who faded Bashi to start, I'm gonna take Bashi here. I think this is a great matchup for him. He went from having a guy who was pretty good at defending takedowns and pretty excellent on the feet, superlative on the feet, to a guy who wants to do the exact same thing that he does, which is try to, just wrestle and outwork people. The problem here for Dorian Ramos is I think he's up against the guy who's a better wrestler than he is in Austin Bashi. I also think Austin Bashi went from having a huge reach or a height disadvantage. Now, we were corrected on our last show. He is not actually 5'3". Supposedly he's like 5'5" or 5'6". For some reason, Tapology has him listed as 5'3". It's like some kind of funny joke. So now he's fighting a guy who's 5'7". So it's basically the same height, an inch or two height advantage for Ramos here. I think Bashi is going, this is how this fight's going to go. I think Ramos is going to shoot a couple of takedowns. He's going to get stuffed on both of them. And Bashi is going to light him up on the feet. Because while I didn't like Bashi's striking against Tommy McMillan, love it in this fight. And if you're looking for a way to make a damn near 6-1 favorite here playable, wait until lines come out on the props. And I like Austin Bashi by knockout here. He's a guy who has more subs than he has knockouts, more decisions than he's got anything. And I think this is a spot where he's going to get a knockout because his striking is way better. He's up against the guy who wants to wrestle and whose striking is a little sloppy in his own right. And he's trying to impress the boss. Get in on the knockout number here.
All right, there you go. You're all set now for everything, for Oktagon and for Contender Series. If you want more insight, you can hit us up on the Discord. It would be called sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Of course, comments are open on our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We're over the 900 mark. We're on our way to 1,000. Yeah, which is the goal. So keep it up. Thank you, people. Where else? Twitter. If you need to hit us up there, I guess you can. Gumby runs the account, so go right ahead. He's SGPN MMA. He's Gumby Vreeland. I'm Jeff Fox Writer there. I'm Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Get in my Substack. The UFC at Pick'em for this coming week is live as of now, so you can enter that for free. With a free subscription, we'll get you in there. That's moneymma.substack.com. Gumby, Top Turtle, your other podcasts. Who we listen to this week?
At least Isaac Dogarian. Okay. And then somebody else. Okay. Depends on
Bulgarian and TBA.
There is another guest. Which one it is, I'll have to wait and see.
All right, so check that out, Top Turtle. And of course, we are at the mothership, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow. We got Bellator, Gumby's favorite promotion, before we jump into the UFC again. It'll be me, Leon, Fox, and Buki Vreeland. We'll talk to you then.